nose, but it's about going down to the crib and let it all hang out. Where soul people knows, but it's about where people give a sign and shake their hands and dancing to the music of the James Brown band. They're dancing on the good foot. I got to get on the good foot. I got to do it on the good foot. Do it with your good foot. I said the long hair hippies and the afro blacks, they all get together across the tracks and they party on the good foot.
Buenas tardes, people.
Dance on the good foot.
Thank you for tuning in and welcome to another edition of Ibiza Vinyl Stories, hosted by your bro, Mr. Piích of the Ibiza Vinyl Club.
And that's on my bad word.
We are very grateful to be here in the studio today with one of my favourite DJs of all time, Mr. Ian Kennedy, aka Phonoteca Music. Say hello, Ian.
Buddy, hello, Ibiza Sonica. Good to be back. Thank you for inviting me, Piích.
You're very welcome, mate. How's it feel to be back in the studio?
Good. Yeah, I played in this studio a few years ago for Andy Wilson, but I played before in San Rafael a few years ago. Well, a long time before that.
Excellent, excellent. And so today we have kicked off with a bit of James Brown.
That's right, yeah. So I've started with Get on the Good Foot. You asked me to bring some records that had some kind of history. Well, one of the first parties that I did was called Get on the Good Foot because I broke my foot one summer. And when I went back to university, a friend of mine, Dom, suggested I called the party that I was planning Get on the Good Foot. So I did, and it was very successful. And then later on that year, I actually bought this record in one of the local record shops. And believe it or not, this text, this font, is basically exactly the one that I used for my flyers, and it was a bit of a synchronicity, really.
That's almost like magic. Viewers on the Ibiza Sonica app can see the text that Ian's talking about. A beautiful record. This one sounds like you played this one a lot, right?
Yeah. I have played it a lot, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. What else are you packing today? What's in your crate today, my
friend?
Right,
so next we're going to play a track by Lonnie Liston Smith called Expansions. It was probably one of the first tracks that kind of launched me as maybe a more widespread professional. I was playing at a friend's party in Greenwich, and it was my opening track. So I think if he's listening tonight, he'll probably remember that. He always says he does. So yeah, that's my next one.
Excellent. Okay, let's get on with it.
Right.
I got to get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Woo! Take care of business, sister. I'm your fella. Stay on the case. Got to be mellow. Gonna stay on the good foot. Ha! I don't know what he say or she say or whether. The only way I can take care of me.
Amazing. This riff has been sampled over and over and over and over and over again. Certainly been in my record collection on a number of different remixes. Originally recorded around 1977, Ian's playing this off a Master Cuts Volume 1 double pack. think I've had a Royer re-edit of this as well. Royers. But yeah, Mastercuts, what was you going to say about this one, Ian?
Well, there's another sort of mini story behind it. Just about 500 yards from where we are now is a hotel called SVV. And quite a few years ago, a man called Ian Dewhurst, who compiles the Mastercuts compilations, and Paul Schofield played for George Evelyn for Wax a Jam. And I had the privilege of meeting him in the morning and saying thank you for the music. And he gave me a CD of all of the Mastercuts edits of Marvin Gaye. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I've had a lot of love for the Mastercuts compilations. I think they're for any vinyl collector out there, like, get some. They're all good.
Yeah, I second that. I picked up volume 5, I think, at a recent Feria del Disc in San Antonio. Super cool.
Yeah, these are all this is the jazz funk #1, but there are lots of different genres, and they're all like mastered specifically for the compilation. So yeah, really worth getting.
Excellent, excellent. Show the viewers on the app, so you can have a look at it. Check this out. You can find this on Discogs.
There you go. There you go.
Classic jazz funk. Oh yeah. Quickly, tell the viewers what you got in your box today, bro.
Right, okay, so next we're going to play a track which was released on Nervous Dog, Smith & Wesson hip-hop track, but it's a sort of rare remix. I brought some Napolitano disco, Pino Daniele. I've brought some early hot chocolate, some garage music, obviously from like the first few records that I bought, one that's very valuable. And one record from the Claremont 56 10-year anniversary pack, which I love very much.
Excellent. And what are you going to follow this one up with?
Right, the next is Smith & Wesson. This is called Recognise, but obviously I think you'll recognise the sample in it. Thank you. And yeah, I heard it first on the box at my friend's house, Lanry Lawal, who's not listening, but... And yeah, he recorded it, and I had that recording for a long time. Never had the vinyl, but now I do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, line it up.
All right.
Extend your hand to help the plan of love to all mankind on earth.
Yes, we got heads nodding in the studio. Carlos is all over this one.
Way before daybreak, meditating on the steps I take. I realize there's a lot at stake, so I enterprise while trying to stack capes. But I recognize that it ain't easy, so I organize with my PNC. From daybreak to dusk dawn, I stand strong on my own too. Give praises to Jah before maneuvering through. My steps toward improvements, meet up with my essay, put them up on the movements. I mean things like greensbacks and such. We're gonna make it happen, just the two of us, huh? All heads realize, recognize, real heads on the rise, recognize.
I love this part. I can't help but just think of Dr. Evil.
Real heads on the rise, recognize, better recognize. All
Mini-Me.
recognize, real heads,
The Austin Powers films.
better recognize. All heads realize, recognize, real heads on the rise.
Also, ruined a great track for everyone.
The life of an entertainer, stress bringer, grams of get right highs, pounds of anger, and worries of success.
Okay, so Ian and I go way back. I'll just give you a little bit of, well, I'll tell you exactly how we met. From not knowing each other at all. I invited a couple of DJs to come and play at the Ibiza Vinyl Club back in 2016 at our old favourite haunt, Milanga Cafe.
Yeah.
And it literally, after 130 events, at that point, we were only a few events in. I never walked into a place and there's been someone there with a bag of records ready to play. And I'd met Sam and I'd met Russ before, so I knew the other DJs that were playing, and Ian was a friend of Sam and Russ. I remember walking in to start unloading and loading all the stuff in because it's quite a big setup with the Vinyl Club. And Ian's just sat at the bar, his bag of records back to me, and I'm walking in going, who's this? And surely enough, it was Mr. Ian Kennedy. Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah, I do. I do remember it well. In fact, it was Sam and Russ. It was their fault, really. They sort of encouraged me to get a bag of records and come out and play for the open decks, the Ibiza Vinyl. I had no idea. I'd never met Piích. I didn't know about the party, but I hadn't been DJing for a while. So yeah, I guess thank you to For Mankind, Russ and Sandbag for just saying come out and bring a bag, because then it went on to become Formentera. I got invited to start a party at Milanga by Kike and Juan, and the rest really is history. Yeah.
Oh, Milanga Cafe, I miss that place.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, one of those venues that I think if you've been in Ibiza for a long time, there's always going to be a venue that you're going to miss because it's very difficult to keep them open, basically.
Yeah. Much love and big gratitude to Juan and Kike for everything they created down there.
Yeah.
I remember distinctly getting a message from Kike after the first event. He saw the Ibiza Vinyl Club, he saw the concept, and he sent a message saying, "Oh, come and do it at Milanga." It's like, wow, this is cool. And he offered us a summer residency on a Monday, so we went down there and did it every Monday for something like 18 dates. It was heavy, but it was amazing.
Every week, every week. And to the people that have taken it on, and anyone actually that's setting up small venues that make it available for vinyl DJs, I think where respect is due. Right, I'm going to put another one on.
New listeners, welcome, thank you. If you don't know anything about the Ibiza Vinyl Club, please check out our website, ibizavinyl.club, or check us out on Instagram at Ibiza Vinyl Club. We are the island's, nay, the world's favourite family of vinyl lovers. We host regular events and gatherings all across the island. And you, yes, you out there in Radio World, if you've got vinyl, unbeknown to you, you're already a part of our massive, beautiful, expansive community and family. We host open decks at our events, and I'm very happy to announce that we have had over 150 different DJs playing for us in over 131 events. Next event is number 132 coming up next week at Cafe Del Mar. So if you're packing wax and you want to get involved, you want to come and live the dream and spin in Ibiza, then get in touch. Ian, keep on moving.
Right. So the first time I heard this track, it was the instrumental version, which you can see. This amazing maxi single has another one of his classics, Yes, I Know My Way, and Keep On Moving. It has the instrumentals as well. It was played by Phil Myson. It was the first track played at the Light Bar for a party called Balearic Mystique. It was the launch of the charity that I used to be a director of. And I had the recordings. There were a lot of amazing DJs played that day. Moon Boots, Bill Brewster, Ross Allen, Balearic Mike, Callum. It was quite a lineup. And I never knew what this track was until one day I heard it on a radio and I heard the vocal. So I was able to find it And then it became a search for the record, which eventually I got, which is right here, playing now.
Amazing stuff. So following our meeting back in 2016, Mr. Ian Kennedy, aka Formentera Music, has gone on to be Ibiza Vinyl Club's most capped player. He's played in all of our venues, almost like the resident DJ. His knowledge of music is like nothing I've ever experienced before. This man, this human, is an encyclopedia for all things musos, and I look up to him a lot. One of my favourite games is to play Ian's Not Got This Record. And I dig through crates whenever I can, trying to find records that he hasn't got. More often than not, I lose.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good game. I think I probably lose more. I mean, there were many people with much bigger collections than I've got. I think there's a large variety in my collection. I think I started off quite single-minded. I was just collecting garage music, underground garage music, when I was sort of 15, 16, 17. And then it just branched out into lots of other styles, and it's never stopped branching. So yeah, I like to think that I've got I've got those little select tracks that sort of might go under the radar a bit. But yeah, I mean, it's a passion, isn't it? I mean, once you've got a passion for collecting records, it doesn't go away. I suppose the only thing that goes away is your bank balance.
Yeah, and your space.
And your space, yeah.
So you've been collecting records since you was how old?
I would say 16. Yeah, my family had records. My sister, in fact, I'm going to go on after the next record. My sister had some record collection, my mum and dad. So that kick-started my interest in records. Mm-hmm. But then for my own collection, yeah, probably 16.
Okay, cool. And what were you collecting at 16? Where were you at the time?
I was in London, collecting garage music, actually. So yeah, basically kind of quite single-minded, sort of one style of music, going to one or two record shops and trying to get the best versions of what I heard on the radio on the Pirates, actually.
Yeah, cool. And you fell into DJing professionally pretty young and pretty quick, right?
Well, I got some opportunities before I got to uni, and then when I started at uni, then I started doing my own parties. When I finished uni, I'd kind of become, I suppose I'd had enough reputation experience to get hired. Yeah, but I've always had other careers as well. It's never been just a DJ. But I think that's the other thing about now. I mean, vinyl collecting isn't necessarily being a DJ. It's just owning records and enjoying them. Yeah. You played in some pretty big places in your time. I suppose so, yeah. I played in a lot of the venues around the island. Not the massive discotheques, but I suppose a lot of the well-known venues, beach bars. Calaconsa I played for a long time. Obviously played Las Dalias now recently, Malanga. I don't know, I mean, I could list quite a few places, but I mean, London, Ibiza, and a little bit of Ireland, basically.
Nice. Okay, next record coming up. So go on then, what's this?
Right, so this is, I think, on one of your questions was like, which tune could you magic into your collection if you could? Well, I had a digital version of this, crappy digital version, for quite a while, and it was never on Discogs until it was. So I bought it. But actually, in answer to that question, the record I would magic into my collection would be a track called Rod Andrea, If It's Lovin' You Want, and it's impossible to get.
Is it?
It is impossible.
It's that good. I bet we know a couple of people who got one. I bet Dave Browning's got one.
I bet he hasn't.
Do you reckon? It's that rare?
Yeah.
Why is it that rare? Is
it's a 7-inch on Cobra Records. It's like a strange. In fact, it probably wouldn't have been out of place in an Austin Powers film.
some shout outs to do for the Ibiza Vinyl family. How you doing, guys and gals?
It makes you feeling good living.
Lee Mono, in or out of the bath today, Manchester. How you doing, bro?
We're all friends, so we don't
Maria Gomez is on, Donna Sammy.
trouble all day long.
Dave Graham's checked in from the UK. How you doing? We've got a Ibiza Vinyl Club WhatsApp chat going on.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, hey boy, come on.
LCG's also tuning in from the UK. Where are you today, mate? Canterbury?
Kill me more than you can.
Look at that sleeve. That's beautiful. The 101s, this is what's playing now.
That's right, yeah, they're called the 101s. They look like a really higgledy-piggledy band of hippies with some synthesizers, and that's what the sleeve kind of represents. But yeah, what a great track and a beautiful vocal.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore, do they?
They certainly don't. I mean, you know, one of the first disco tracks I made was based on Arthur Baker, which is kind of studio instrumental disco, not syncopated, and that's one thing I love about sort of late 70s disco is that it didn't just fit tempo. You know, it had some waves of tempo in it, and musicians were just given free rein. It's good.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a sound which is kind of predominantly coming back in some of the underground parts and venues in Ibiza. I heard this type of music quite a lot in Piích these days.
I think so. I think a lot of things revert back to their roots. People get kind of a little bit bored of the rehash, and they kind of are more interested in where it came from.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the great recyclings of music, is that it does return to its roots. You know, the musicians and the people that started off a genre never really get forgotten. It's a good thing.
Yeah, and that's certainly the same for me when I first started listening to dance music and found there were samples. I'd hear the samples being played in the original versions on the radio. And all of a sudden, as a teenager, you put your ears up picking. I go, hang on a minute, I thought that was an original version, but it's not. It's a remix. And you find that, and then evidently your record collection just expands. But talking about roots, tell us a little bit more about your roots with Formentera music.
Okay, so Formentera Music kind of started from a mad idea of setting up a company that would house people's record collections and, you know, potentially digitise them, be like a rental service.
What, with like a world-sized warehouse?
Yeah, exactly. No, but here in Ibiza, yeah.
Okay.
Right, well, I'll put another track on. Yeah, and it turned into a free party at Malanga, and then it became a music programming company, and now it's my record label, really. I think there's a bit too much to sort of say about it, and let's just let the music do the talking. I mean, this is The Cure. Going back to roots, my sister got me into The Cure, and I became a big fan very quickly. She's got all of their LPs, I've got most of them. And I just thought I'd play one of their tracks from what I think is their best album, The Head on the Door. And it's maybe a little less known than others.
Cool, let's give it a listen. Hiya, Simone. And the Ortega's tuning in from Germany. How you doing, bro?
They think I'm on my hands and head.
Okay, so as a huge vinyl lover, connoisseur and collector, what is it about vinyl music that drives you to collect, and what do you love about it?
It's probably a bit of a cliche answer, but it's the possession. I think hearing music is one love of music, but owning it is another. And when you have record players and you actually have the records, it's a little. I mean, CDs were kind of similar, I suppose, a bit more affordable, a bit more widespread. But yeah, vinyl has retained that kind of rarity of possession that I think is, yeah, it's like a bug. Once you get it, you're very, like I think I said in a message to you. If you hear a track out and you can think, oh, I've got that on record. That's a really nice feeling.
I'm gonna get that printed on a T-shirt one day. Got that on vinyl.
I've got that on vinyl. Yeah.
And do you have a favourite record?
Oh, right. I've got to play the next tune, but I'll come back to that one.
It's almost like an impossible question for me. I can't answer that because my favourite records change daily.
Have I got a favourite record? No, I can't. I'm going to have to say no.
You haven't got a favourite record?
Well, I've got lots of favourites.
Lots of favourites, yeah. They're all favourites, aren't they, in a way?
Yeah, it's like having a teddy bear collection. You can't choose one, you know.
Oh, I only had one teddy bear.
Oh right, well, other people have many.
Speaking for yourself?
No, but like, you know, so how do you choose out of all? I don't know.
Which teddy bear to sleep with?
I think they're probably some of my old garage records that I mean maybe one that I'm going to play later I'd call my favourite record, because I know how long I looked for it, and it's just one of those where it's just a complete anomaly. It's hard to get, and I managed to find out what it was just based on what was carved into the.
The run out etching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite bits of the record.
Yeah, it's the only thing that could ID it. It's just a silver label.
Yeah, cool. What was the last record that you bought?
Am I going to play it? Yeah, I've got it with me.
Cool.
I'll play it later. So this is Callum. This is my friend Callum, who I met and I started DJing with at Balearic Mystique in Calaconta. We played every week. We did full sunset sessions. We had amazing DJs come and play. And he is a real genius when it comes to re-editing, and this is his version of Herb Alpert, Red Hot.
Nice.
And I think it was his last one that he had, and he just gave it to me. You know.
Well, yeah, Callum's a bit of an enigma.
He is.
On the island, isn't he?
Well, he's just brilliant, but he's also not someone who courts attention. That's his vibe.
Yeah, I remember in one of my house moves, one of your records, which was Callum's, ended up in my collection. Right, where does this come from? This is great, and it was completely different to anything that I had. And I think I played it at a gig, and you went, "Oh, yeah, that's mine." Damn,
yeah, I know that.
Like, quite sheepishly.
Yeah.
So, last record that you bought, there's a little funny story.
Yes. So the idea was I was going to open a record on the radio show. So I genuinely didn't open it, and I've left it on my coffee table. Sorry.
The Black Olivian's apartment. The identical scenario happened to me.
I can tell you what it was.
Go on.
It's called Little Men Waiting. It's called Part of Me by the Little Men Waiting remix.
Can you hum it?
Not over another tune, no. But I can tell you when I first heard it. I came back from Fabric one night and was in hilly fields in Brockley, and we climbed a tree in the morning, and it was quite sort of nice morning. Went back to this flat and then heard a Blue Bar compilation, and this was on the Blue Bar compilation.
This is when you were still in London?
This is so a long time ago.
Moons ago?
At least 20 years ago.
Wow.
And then I just bought it about 6 weeks ago.
Excellent. And you remembered it all that time?
Oh, yeah.
Never got it in your possession at any point?
No. But I always intended to. In fact, you know what? It was one of those where it was like I had a digital version of it, so but I just thought, it's about time now. I need it.
Excellent. Congratulations on the purchase.
Thank you.
This is sitting pretty on your coffee table
exactly.
at home.
I'll open it at home and then I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, post it on the group and I'll put it on Instagram or something. I was looking after Ian's cats over Christmas, and I bought the new Laurent Garnier LG 25 EP, which was a Fabric 25 release that he made. And I built a set around it. I was playing on Ian's decks for the first time in a while, looking after the Poos. And wanted to start with one of the tracks on it, wanted to have a middle track from it, a 4-track EP, and was going to finish with it as well. And made the set and left the record and looking for the record. It was in your flat. I'm going through my record bag twice, looking for it. Where's Laurent Garnier? Where's Laurent Garnier? Oh yeah, it's in Ian's cat. Ian's cat.
It's in his cat. Let's just blame the cats, Peach. Let's just blame them.
They've got a lot to speak for.
They probably have. Yeah. They take your attention away, and then you forget records when you leave. I mean, that's what happened today. So.
Okay, so here's another quick question. Apart from playing, what is your favourite vinyl concept? What's your favourite thing about it? So not playing it and not collecting it.
Yeah, I saw this question. I don't know how to answer that.
Oh.
I think artwork, I suppose, would be the obvious one. I think the fact that there's such a large space on which artists can then, relate to the music, and the musicians will hopefully have some kind of input on that. So I'd say the artwork.
Yeah, you've got a record with you which has got a beautiful cover. Do you want to know which one's that?
Well, I'm going to play that in a bit. It's Promise Heights by Samandi. That's in answer to the question, what's my favourite artwork?
Okay.
I think that's it.
All right, so if you've not downloaded the app or you're not online, then get it quick so you can see just how beautiful this cover sleeve is. Now the knees are going.
Something tells you everything's unreal. Make it any sense to what you feel. When the path that leads you disappears to places you're not able to conceive. When you feel like moving inside something you can't hide, changes in your eyes, and you realize you're in paradise.
So you start to wonder about your dream. Then you find out life's not what it seems. Oh no, you will understand you've been blind. You couldn't see that something was behind.
When you feel like moving inside something you can't hide, changes in your eyes, and you realize you're in paradise.
Okay, Ian, what are you playing for us now?
So I heard this is by Tjorborn Langborn. It's a Swedish name. It's quite a difficult one, but I heard it in Marrakesh at the Beat Hotel in Marrakesh. Just before Giles Peterson played, one of his friends, she came on and played this. And it was one of those festivals which is, you know, kind of etched in my memory. I had a lot of friends from London come out, some of whom involved in the festival. It's the last time I saw Andrew Weatherall before he died. There were loads of great DJs, and obviously the Beat Hotel's come to Ibiza now, and brings great music. So this is a record that I bought specifically because I heard it at Beat Hotel.
Nice. And is this Discogs purchase?
Yeah, this will be on Discogs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Is this where you tend to get most of your records from these days?
definitely. Yeah, it is these days because there aren't any record shops in Ibiza.
Yeah, imagine that. Oh, no, not imagine it. Live that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, coming from London, I was spoiled for choice when I was younger. I used to go to record shops in Lewisham, like the indoor market. There was a great shop called Records on Lea High Road, this Dubliner that had just this treasure trove of vinyl. Soho, East London, Camden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonica,
Yeah,
Rough
yeah.
Trade. All these
Yeah,
ones.
Uptown Records. The music and video exchanges were good. There was one in Greenwich. We'll leave that for a little bit, yeah.
How many records do you reckon you've got in your collection at the moment, bro?
I think, I mean, it's about 3,500, I think. I'm sort of going by measurement of space rather than counting.
Easier,
Yeah.
especially with that many. And do
Yeah.
you have any special favourite record labels that you know every time you buy a record on this label, it's going to be a hit?
Yeah, definitely. I think like Studio One and Soul Jazz are really good sort of go-tos for like reggae and funk and kind of historic stuff. A lot of the labels that I bought all of were from the garage genre. 500 Records, Confetti, Very Important Plastic, Social Circles. Some of these you can't, you know, there aren't any new releases, but if you're into that style of music, they're very good, very good starting points for. What else? I don't really go by label anymore, if I'm honest. I think the music that I'm collecting is from such a wide variety of genres that it's rare that you find all the music you're looking for is on one particular label.
Yeah, you play a lot of a wide variety of music.
Yeah.
You span genres and mix up everything in your sets. It's a delight to vibe with you, man. This is why you're one of my favourite DJs, and a big inspiration as well. When you're playing, how do you choose your next record?
Good question. Very rarely have I thought about it before the current record's playing. I guess it's a bit like playing pool, which I love. Sometimes you've got like 2 or 3 shots ahead in your mind. So you're kind of you're leading a dance floor, or dance floor, it doesn't have to be a dance floor, it could be just, you know, the people that are listening in a certain direction. And you think, right, that, then that, then that. But I think certainly with dance floors as well, it's very easy if you're stuck to one genre, because that kind of funnels your thinking into like, okay, well, I've got a BPM to play to, and I've got a dance floor that's enjoying that style, so I'm just going to pick something that kind of fits the style, maybe is a bit of a surprise. When you're kind of mixing up different genres, sometimes it will just come out of my head that goes with that, and it might be jumping from like Latin to Afro or to reggae, or from, you know, hip hop to sort of disco or sort of hip house or something. So mostly instinctive, I would say.
Cool, with the feeling.
Yeah, and actually with records a lot easier than with digital DJing, because you're looking at a list of music with digital DJing, which I don't think gives you the same inspiration as seeing a spine of a record.
Yeah, because when you've got records and you're flicking through it, for me personally, a lot of the times it's more about remembering that that's a great record. I don't really know what it is, but I remember the sleeve,
Yeah.
and it's going to go with this. Do you have that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely recognise records by what they look like. Yeah, yeah. So we've got some dead air. We're filling it. So the next record I'm going to play is called "Turn Me Up" by Keith Barrow. The reason I brought it is because it's another synchronicity thing. I was in Valencia before COVID, and I was looking for a sort of funk and soul place to listen to music. I walked in, and at the very front of his record collection was this, and I'd only just bought it in London about a month ago.
Excellent.
So yeah, here it is. Yeah, so this is to Dale in Valencia, him and his wife running a really nice little disco. And he had all of his records stacked up. And I'd never heard the track before. I'd bought it in London for a few quid. And then the first thing I see when I walk into this bar was this record. And I thought, well, I'm in the right place.
Yes, definitely. Attracted by the vinyl vibes. Skills. Big shout to Vinyl Brothers, James Devine and Steve Castellini. How you doing, bros? We'll be meeting Steve-O this coming week. He's coming over as we synchronistically are hosting our first event at Cafe Del Mar on Tuesday the 10th. Tuesday the 7th doesn't exist. Today's the 6th and it's a Friday. Yeah, so here's a plug. Tuesday the 10th, next Tuesday at Cafe Del Mar, Ibiza Vinyl Club are opening our doors to you at the Cafe Del Mar post-sunset Fiesta Farrar. It is a great pleasure to me, a great honour and a great pleasure for me to introduce one of the leading names in music creation to our DJ cabin. Mr. Steve Cobbett of Fila Brasilia is going to be headlining with us. We've got Giacomo Common Floors coming in all the way from Berlin as well. Free to enter, full frequency fun from about 9 p.m. So if you're on the island of Ibiza, make sure you get down to Cafe Del Mar on Tuesday for our opening of the Vinyl Voyages. This is great, mate.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah, I love this sort of style of disco. It's got, disco and funk infused. I don't know where it sits. Yeah, it's a great 12-inch. Yeah, I don't know if we'll listen to the whole thing because we're running a little bit out of time. And I would definitely like to play the next track, which is, in answer to your question, my favourite artwork on vinyl. Now, I've got all the Samandi records. They're an amazing band. I saw them actually perform live at the Big Chill with a lot of my friends. It was a very kind of memorable festival. My grandmother died that weekend in London, and yeah, I suppose there was some kind of there was something going in the air, and yeah, all of their albums just got amazing artwork. So I thought, let's celebrate them.
Okay, and which track are you going to play from that?
I'm going to play probably the most known track by Samandi, Brothers on the Slide.
Mm-hmm.
The album itself actually has quite a lot of depressing sort of downbeat. I mean, it's about sort of difficulty, you know. But it's called Promised Heights, which is a really positive message. And there's a dove on the cover, so it's a kind of it's a thoughtful one. This.
Nice. Let's let this one play out and get the next one queued up. In more IVC news, following our debut this year at Cafe Del Mar on Tuesday the 10th, we return the Vinyl Voyages to Bistro Cantai, Santa Gertrudis, on the Wednesday the 11th.
What you gonna do? You can't win, so you know you must lose.
This week I'm going to be joined on the decks by the very amazing Carmen Insua, no stranger to the Sonica studios.
We know
We'll be taking you on a vinyl voyage with the connection of the divine masculine and feminine behind the decks and how that's portrayed through the music and through the amp. Fun starts at 6 p.m. on Wednesday.
you gonna hide.
Table reservations essential. Get in touch with Bistro Cantar directly via Instagram.
It's a shame, but ain't no game.
If you want to jump on with us at Cafe Del Mar on Tuesday, then for the IVC family, you can contact me and I'll get you a table booked. Come and be part of the family, come and hang out with us. It's going to be absolutely off it. I was speaking to Steve recently. He's never played at Cafe Del Mar, even though they've licensed a bunch of his music over the past 20 or 30 years. He also mentioned that he's not played on vinyl for about 25 years as well. Well, then I caught him on a photograph of a warm-up recently in his native Kingston upon Hull. Very excited to meet you next week, mate. Thanks for your love. Thanks for coming to share your vibes with the Ibiza Vinyl Club.
Brothers on the slide. Soon you'll be inside. Know what they'll do to you. Make you pay up all you due. We know which way you going. We know which way you going. Slowly sliding, we're doing all that we can. Slowly sliding, but so is the man. Slowly sliding, getting closer day by day. Slowly sliding, gonna put you away. Which way you going?
This is really beautiful, mate. A lot of your music is kind of influenced with funk, disco, jazz, but from everywhere across the world. You're a big fan of Afro music, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Latin. I think the roots of music from different parts of the world have their own representation of like the groove. I suppose like what I used to say, I like music that's got groove to it. Groove and rhythm, you know.
Yeah. It's difficult to explain. People ask me that question, what do you play? It's like, well, I play vinyl. Well, what type of vinyl? It's like
Yeah,
emotive, soulful vinyl.
yeah.
You know?
They're good words for it, yeah.
Okay, thanks. I'll use that.
Yeah.
What's coming up next?
Okay, so this is, I think I mentioned it earlier. I'm going to try and fit 3 more tracks in. This is an old garage track, which, is pretty much impossible to find, and that's why I thought I'd bring it with me.
Let's go.
All right.
Can't wait.
So yeah, on the silver label, it's just got the word Dion written on it, and it's got a catalogue number, but the catalogue number doesn't actually refer to anything. Oh, don't give it away now. No, I'm joking. Go on, you can. So Moe's Music Machine was a vinyl distribution company in London, and quite a lot of the records that didn't get general release or labels didn't pick up, you would get with a little Mo's Music Machine distribution on them, and that was it. You know, they never made it to general release.
Right.
So, but Mo's Music would stamp their kind of we distributed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, like rocking our shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can get them, but you need to know what they are. Often they didn't have the actual title and the artist. You know.
So when you were picking up music like this, you'd hear it somewhere and then have to find it in a record shop simply by using memory.
Sometimes, yeah. I know some of the guys that used to sell me garage records. I'd kind of go in and hum. But there was no. I mean, I used to have a tape recorder, so I could record the pirate radio. But you wouldn't bring a Walkman in and play it to someone who worked in a record shop because they haven't got time for that stuff.
No.
You know. A lot was luck, actually. A lot was luck, and then if you knew someone who knew, I used to go through piles of records and just pick the ones out that I could afford. Really, I usually ended up with a massive pile which I couldn't afford all of, and then had to split that in two and then in two again.
Yeah.
So I missed out on a lot of stuff which I would have bought.
I suppose you put a lot of trust in the sales staff as well.
Yeah.
People in the shop, the
Yeah.
recommendations and that.
Yeah, once they get to know you, they kind of know what you buy. I mean, Steve from Decadance in Lewisham, thank you very much. Yeah, he's you know, he's one of the guys that kind of helped me buy the records that I still treasure today. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so next questions. What is your most expensive record?
Right, I'm going to play it next. I bought it because I knew it was getting to the point where it's going to get too expensive to buy, and at the time I had enough money to buy it. So it's Confetti Records double pack. It's another garage record. They're, you know, a very limited release, certainly in mint condition. I think if you go on Discogs, you're talking 350, 400, something like that.
Wow, is that what you paid for it?
No, I paid a little bit less than that, but not too much underneath 300. I think it was maybe 265, 270 or something like that.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not yet at that point of investment. I think my most expensive record is about 70 quid.
Yeah, but it was one of those I absolutely knew if I don't get this in mint condition, and it's still got the original sleeve, the original sticker, everything. It's perfect. In fact, some on Discogs are just selling one of the records for a couple of £100.
No way.
Yeah.
So leading on from your most expensive record, what's your most valuable record?
Probably the same,
Ah.
but I think the other record that I don't think I'll get a chance to play would be the Claremont 56 10-year anniversary. I think in time that will probably be that pack. It's a 5 record pack, but it's that will probably be the most valuable, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Cool. When was the last time you played out vinyl?
For you, Piích.
For me?
Yeah, in Las Dalias.
Okay.
Back in February, I think it was.
Cool.
I just played a load of 7 inches and played some sort of rock music and, but yeah, I don't know. I've just played quite early on. People sitting down eating, so just yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the vinyl club. Anything goes, anything vinyl goes. There's open genre, full trust in the music, full trust in the DJs,
Yeah,
and the nights kind of curate themselves as well.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I love about it. And I've, you know, just to all the listeners, hats off to this man for persevering with the idea and bringing it up to the level that it's at now. Because I know from experience it's not easy to promote something over a long period of time at a high level of quality, and to do it with an ethos where it's just about vinyl music is really impressive.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. What's your next gig?
My next gig is on the 21st again for the Vinyl Club, because that's all I'm doing now, playing records at Kumara's, and I'm playing at the Sunset at Kumara's. So yeah,
Excellent.
really looking forward to that. It's about a 5-minute walk from my house as well, which I just feel like that's the best kind of gig in the world. I could probably carry my records. That's how close it is.
You should walk.
Should I
to
walk?
the gig. Yeah, with your cats and your teddy bears and your bag of records.
Yeah, the whole family's coming. Yeah.
You played at Kamara's before?
Yeah, I have done. I don't know, 2 or 3 times. I can't remember in the past, but not the Sunset, not the full Sunset.
Full sunset on vinyl as well.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you're on Ibiza on the Saturday the 21st, make sure you come down. We kick off at 7 p.m.
Yep.
We are also joined by the gorgeous Gomez coming in from Barcelona for this one. I think we're going to get her to open up with her Afro music. Then you're going to take over for the 2-hour sunset, and then I'll finish off by playing who knows what.
Cool. Looking forward to it.
Nice.
All
Okay.
right.
What's
Get the last one lined up.
Yeah, go.
Yep.
So yeah, quick recap of the Ibiza Vinyl Club shenanigans this coming month. Tuesday the 10th, Cafe Del Mar, Vinyl Voyages featuring Steve Cubby from Field of Basilia, Giacomo Common Flaws flying in from Berlin for this gig as well, and yours truly, your bro Mr. Piích. Wednesday the 11th, we are at Bistro Cantar in Santa Gertrudis, yours truly Mr. Piích, featuring the amazing sounds and soul of Carmen Insua. And then on the 21st of, what month is it? June, we return to our favourite sunset point of the entire island. It's Comares for episode 3 of this summer's Ibiza Vinyl Market. If you're a vinyl lover, then this is a place that you can regularly come down and buy vinyl. And don't forget, when you buy vinyl from the Ibiza Vinyl Club, you support our altruistic arm, Project Equilibrium, enhancing lives of vulnerable kids in Tanzania with the power of vinyl music. So Ian, thank you for joining me in the studio. Have you had fun?
I've had a lot of fun. Yeah. Thanks for inviting me. It's been nice.
You're very welcome. What's the record you're playing out with?
This is a track called Flavour by the Anthill Mob. It's on the Confetti Doubles pack. That's what the label looks like, Confetti. Yeah. Search it out. Great music from 1997, I think.
Awesome stuff. Just a little bit of time once again to say thank you for coming to the studio today, bro. Much love.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed getting into your head once again. Thank you to Carlos, thank you to Miguel and all at Ibiza Sonica for having us here once again. Big shout outs going out to Steffi Barron at Technics. Thank you for your sponsorship with the Ibiza Vinyl Club, Mike at Magma, Freddie Lala, all of the Ibiza Vinyl Club family, all of our collaborating venues this year, last year, the year in front, all of the 9 years gone so far. Thank you for your love and your support of this movement. It's really, really amazing to be able to create all this. But more than anything, I want to say thank you to the music, because if it wasn't for this media of music, then none of this would even exist. 3, 2, 1, Viva Vinyl!